What's up? I'm Mr. Honish and welcome to my flipped classroom. Today we continue on the topic of what we really need to know about a country. We've already learned how we can look at the people of a given area from a very statistical standpoint with population, but these are, after all, living, breathing humans with feelings and emotions, so we should learn about their lifestyles and explore the diversity that this world has to offer us. So let's talk about the word culture. Culture is the set of beliefs, values, and practices that a group of people has in common. Often when we study a country, there's either one dominant culture that most people in the country share, or the country experiences a phenomenon called multiculturalism, which means multiple different cultures can be found throughout the country. Japan is a good example of a country where the vast majority of the population shares one culture. The US and Canada, closer to home, are great examples of countries that have multiculturalism. So what makes a country like Japan more culturally homogeneous, or basically that's a fancy way to say most people share the same culture? People in Japan tend to share more individual culture traits or activities and behaviors people in the culture take part in. The vast majority of Japanese people speak the same language, eat similar food, play the same sports, and follow the same religion. What this has created in Japan is one dominant ethnic group. An ethnic group is a group of people who share common culture and ancestry. So over many generations, as many people in Japan have shared their culture, they have become an ethnic group. But why would one ethnic group remain dominant in a place like Japan? Yet a country like Canada has many different ethnic groups and is considered multicultural. The answer lies in a mixture of history and physical geography. Japan is an island, as you might know, and as you also might know, Canada is a part of North America, which connects to Central America and South America and used to be attached to Asia by a land bridge between present-day Alaska and Russia, and is also not that far away from Northern Europe by boat. So what's happened over thousands of years is that the people of Japan stayed put on their tiny little island and also let very few outsiders in. Meanwhile, in Canada, people journeyed across the land bridge from Asia and became what we consider Canada's native population. They also arrived by ship from Europe, from countries like France and Great Britain, and more recently have come on ships from East Asia. Over time, people in Japan have stayed as one ethnic group. They've all shared the same culture because nobody brought any other cultures in. Meanwhile, all the different groups that came into Canada brought their own cultures with them. So Canada and countries like the US are now what we would call a melting pot, because as we take all those cultures from different places, when we kind of melt it all together into one big area. So all these cultures melt together to create sort of one multicultural culture. Culture plays a big role in how people live their lives, and often it can impact how governments and economies operate in the country as well. If Canada's government only looked out for people with British culture and heritage, it would be ignoring a great deal of its population. If Japan ran its economy in a way that didn't match up with the Japanese culture, it would probably struggle too. Therefore, culture is a huge aspect for you to examine whenever you study a particular country. It definitely shapes the way people live their lives. So keep that in mind and go study. And until next time, bye-bye.